On another Let's Talk with the Doc. I'm excited to be here as always. And as always, it is good to have you and to have friends joining and guests joining from everywhere. And tonight is no exception. I have with me the inimitable, or let's say the maestro, Dr. Jermaine Gordon. All right. Well known around Jamaica and many places around the world and the Caribbean for sure. And when I come back, I'm going to be talking to Dr. Jermaine Gordon. This man has been singing and doing music and writing and doing all of these things, coaching and you name it. So we're going to get to find out what drives him, what inspires him. So when I come back, I will be talking to Dr. Jermaine Gordon. ORB Ministry presents Let's Talk with the Doc. Grace Without Borders podcast. A thought for you. Ask Pastor. And a whole lot more. You never know what's next or who will join the conversation. All right, so I am excited to be here on another Let's Talk with the Doc. And of course, as I said, I have Dr. Jermaine Gordon. And you see him and you can't miss him because he maintains his look for generations or for decades. He maintains that youthful look. He's not getting old. He's not growing hair on his face, and now he's not even hair on his head. So he's just keeping it youthful. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you, brother Jermaine. Good to have you on this program.
Thank you. Good evening to the entire crew.
The
Everybody
entire
who is listening, watching near and far, happy to have you here tonight.
Man, it's my pleasure to have you, man, and thank you for joining me this evening. It's been an exciting expectation, getting a chance to talk with you on your journey. I can recall from where I sit in the distance that as far back as I can remember, I know German has been doing music, and he just starting from the scratching the surface, just singing in church until he just kind of expand and explore everything and explode, if I could use that term. And now you just take on so many other areas of life. But I wanna pick up from the beginning of life too, because I like to find out what drives one, what inspires one, what motivates one, and how do you get to where you are. But then before we get there, I like to piggyback to your early days, because most of our friends see us in the distance on the platform doing this, performing, doing all of that, and they never associate us with childhood, growing up, and what life has been, struggles, ups and down. They just see you where you are now and can associate you or connect you with maybe struggles and ups and downs. So I like to find out from my guests what life has been when Jermaine realized that Jermaine was around. Where were you born? What were things like in your siblings, family dynamics, growing up, going to school, etc., until you get to the point where you have come to a conclusion what you want to do in life. So where was Jermaine born?
Well, my ministry actually started underneath an ackee tree.
And then Nagitri, but before the ministry start, where Jermaine was born?
So that's where I was born, really, in
Under the Yaka
not
tree?
under not under the architrave, but in a place called Bull Bay, St.
Bulby.
Andrew. Right. So that's
Yeah.
where you and I met, the church out there.
It's been a
But
long time ago.
yes, long before I ever had a human audience to sing to, I was a 3-year-old little boy beating pots and pans and anything that I could find to keep a steady rhythm. We used to have these Milo tins back then, and the keg that we used to buy oil in this big, what they
Yeah.
call them, kerosene pan.
Kerosene pan or the
Yeah,
drum pan, the little, yeah, little
drum
five
pad.
gallon.
So
Yeah.
so whatever I could find to give me various frequencies, and there was a red keg that I would use to give me the bass and the low end frequencies. And so I started out like that, born in Bull Bay. I was a very sickly child,
Oh, really?
very very sickly child, and some of that haunted me for days and years in my life, because in the community they know you as a sickly child,
Mm.
and so we can bully our children sometimes, and I was not spared of that as a child.
Oh, really? So what was the sickness? What was the impediment?
So I had fits, or
Oh,
fever,
really?
convulsion,
Oh,
epilepsy, right?
mm,
And so I would hit like 103 just like that, and my
really?
body vibrate uncontrollably, and it was something. It was always a dreadful experience for my parents and my siblings. So that made me fear sickness as a child,
Hmm.
because I would have struggled with it for several years, and so part of me now just hates sicknesses, and I I ask God not to bless me certain way, or I'll just walk through hospitals. And
So how many siblings you have?
so it's 9 of us, and I'm
Oh,
8.
there are nine of you, and you're number eight.
That's right.
Oh, so you're almost at the bottom of the keg.
That's it. And my middle name is David. And David, King David, that we know in the Bible, he was number 8 as well.
Excuse me. Excuse me. So now I'm gonna ask, what are you implying? I'm just that what's the implication on that? Say, yeah, my middle name is David, and David was eight, and I'm eight. So what's the association? What do you want me to read into that?
I'm implying that it could be that giant slayers.
Oh, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I'm not. I am not gonna argue that. Maybe you're a giant slayer because the giant comes in various forms, right? Giant
Yes,
comes in
yes.
various forms. So yeah, I'm sure you don't. Not all the giants need a sling and a stone. Some giants need a sledge and a hammer, and some giants just need a song. Because I remember, I think it was Jehoshaphat just a choir song and they defeat the enemy. So yeah, giant slayers can come in many forms. All right. So how were you the only one among your siblings that had this epilepsy kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Strangely, I was the only one that had that sickness. And but my mother became pregnant with me when she was going through one of her most difficult periods in life.
Mm,
And so God brought her, for her pain, God brought her a child of praise.
mm.
And
Wow.
when you look through the scriptures, you see a similar thing where God brought uh, a child of praise during the time that the mother was struggling, going through a lot of pain and pressure.
Yeah, so just the 2 points that you made, give me something to read into, because I'm sure I'm not the first person who heard that, and it tells me that you have read into or interpret or apply to your life what you're saying to me. David, number eight, giant slayer, slaying music. Your mother, in her most difficult time, had you, who was the only one among your siblings with this disease, or we call it, and now you become the child of praise. And so, was that a conclusion of pursuit of a purpose, or do you feel that that was born in you? because I'm thinking that for you to come to this biblical terminology and conclusion, that would have to be looking back, because in the childhood days you couldn't look forward into that and interpret Bible story. So I'm sure you look back at that now and say, okay, I'm seeing something into that. But before you were able to interpret that, was that something that has developed in you? Say, okay, I discovered this in me.
So what happened is that there are some problems that existed before all of us, and God saw that problem and said, I need an Orville, I need a Jermaine. Similar to what happened with Samson, God was having problem with the children of Israel. They were not behaving well, so he gave them over to the dominion of the Philistines. And after 40 years, God says, "Okay, let's give birth to someone who can now deliver them." And that's how Samson was born. And so I like to say to the young people that I talk to, what problems were you born to solve?
Hmm. Interesting.
What did God have in mind when he made you?
And that not everybody can discover that, right?
No.
Because God doesn't necessarily give a blueprint, so you have to pursue things and identify things and discover things. And sometimes you can't make your own discovery. It is others sometimes who have discovered things in you, because I'm seeing that you're using a lot of biblical terms and stories and history to point me to where you want to go here. So I am thinking that, yeah, maybe Paul discovered something in Timothy, and so and I'm sure you're using your own skill and experience to make discovery in the lives of the people, young people that you are touching their lives as well.
Yes, it is. It has become something very dear to my heart. Why? I know that throw the word purpose out there a lot,
Hmm.
but what I've realized is that I was a child, they would say to me, "Man, you got potential. You got potential." You turn a teenager and they say, "Oh, you got such good potential." And you turn a young adult and they say, "You got good potential." Yes, but when do you move from just having and showing potential to the next level? You're 74 and you're almost dying, and they're telling you that you still have potential. And so I have made it part of my life goal to help young people to move from potential to performance.
All right.
At some point, you need to perform what it is. The fire that you're carrying needs to now light a stove and cook some food or something.
All
So
right.
move from potential to performance, and then move from performance to what I call purpose. But here is the problem. Some people believe that once they're walking in their purpose, it's okay. No, it's not. There are
No.
people today, Doc, who are still walking in their purpose, but they lack impact. There is no power. And so to move from potential to performance, from performance to purpose, and then from purpose to power.
and then
That
and
it's
then from
something that
that
is
to
close to my heart.
I hear you, man, and I can see that. I can see that you have concluded that and have made that decision into your life. Because I said, from how many years now? 40 years, maybe. 40 years maybe since I know Jermaine, started to sing, and you're still going. And when I look at what you are accomplishing, it tells me that, man, he's not stopping. He's going after everything that he can find, and whatever his hands find to do, he's going to do it all his might. So tell me about, how did you get past, and at what point did you, by the way, before we get to how you grow past that, how did your siblings deal with that issue when you have been the youngest, almost the youngest, when you are impacted with this epileptic attack?
So it was a very terrifying experience for my entire family. And they would watch me. They would have to watch me occasionally to make sure that I am not acting up. And prayer. My sisters, my brothers, they had to learn to pray when my parents were not there. My mother was a school teacher, basic school teacher, and my father, police officer, a butcher, and a farmer.
Wow.
And so my mother for the most part was a stay-at-home mom, but when she started teaching at the basic school, every now and again she'd be out. And so that experience, seeing the baby, eyes turning over, mouth foaming, body vibrating and
Hmm. Hmm.
uncontrollably, it drives fear and terror in their hearts, their little hearts. And so they would look out for me. But
Yeah.
interestingly, I got healed I got healed from it a few years later, and it has never bothered me since. I
To God
asked
be
my
the
mother
glory.
if I actually died, and she said, "No, I didn't die, but it just is almost as if I went through a death experience,
Wow.
and when I was back, it just never bothered me anymore."
So you go through the you went through the hardest part to cleanse yourself. It's like, you know what, as I thought of that, I think of detoxing. I think of
Yes.
detoxing, right? Detoxing is a rough period to go through, but if you don't go through the detoxing experience, you can come out on the other side. So that is great. All right. So after you got all of that, now what happened to Jermaine as you grew up? Jermaine now heal. What happened?
So at age 9, after playing, oh, I should tell you this. As a drummer, or a backyard drummer, it was not all easy because my father didn't like the noise in the yard, and he would drive me out. And I remember my father took all my instruments. Let me call them instruments for now.
All the little gadgets, right? All the little.
And threw them over in the bushes. And I cried,
Oh,
I cried, I cried. And my mother said to me, "Why don't you go over in the bushes, clear a little spot, and start playing right there?"
oh.
And that's exactly what I did. I went over into the bushes, cleared out my little spot, and started playing over there. And a neighbor, but not so far away, Miss Francis, would hear, and she would draw close on the veranda and listen and worship. And she would come to my house, and she said to my parents, "You're a little boy there that keeps coming over into the bush and sing and play. I just enjoy it. Anytime I hear my draw close, and I'm just enjoying it." And that sort of helped my father especially to come around.
Oh, because you realize you're not just simply on a nuisance. You're having impact, and that's where impact comes in, right? Already, right?
That's it. Right now, he loves my music. He's going to be 90 in a few days.
Oh
He
wow.
loves my music in New York, and he plays the CDs all the time.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
God bless him. God
So,
bless him.
so it was not until age 9 that I actually played a trap set, a real drum set, a church of God nearby us. Purchased a brand new drum set, but they didn't have a player.
Hmm.
Nobody knew how to play it. So, in those days, they would unveil the instrument and they bless it, but it can't be played.
Okay.
But but then we had someone by the name of Arthur. He was playing bass guitar for the bass for the Grace Trillers then.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
they sent for me. Somebody said, "There's a little boy down there that was always playing, maybe we should send for him." And they sent for me. When I got there, church was already dismissed. Everybody was dispersed. The people literally came back together after
Really?
they heard a new sound in the community.
Wow.
If church reconvened, because
Wow.
now it's not like now where we had all of these gadgets and all of these
Mm-hmm.
distractions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If a new sound entered the community, everybody knew right away.
So the drum set broke out. Finally, the drum is making sound in the community, and everybody, like I'm thinking about like Pentecost. Everybody here, it was noise abroad.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
that's interesting. So your parents, you weren't belonging to another church prior to that, or you just like on your they got you after your church time, or you weren't going to church then yet.
Yeah, man. I was going to the church with my parents, which is the Church of God of Prophecy.
Okay.
But my parents are originally from the New Testament. My
Okay.
father
Okay.
used to be a deacon there, but
Okay.
while my mother was pregnant, something happened and they broke off and
Mm,
went over to the church of, well, it wasn't Church of God of Prophecy at the time. It was just community. They were just meeting and for prayer,
right.
and the group grew, so they just went over to another church.
I hear you. I hear you. All right. So how did that go? How did that breakout go with the drum, and then from here to there, this church, that church, boy playing the drum. Your church didn't have any drum, but you right. So
No, they didn't have any drums, but what it did, it knitted the two churches, and it had a rippling effect all across where the New Testament and the Church of God would work together. And that's one of my giftings as well, bringing people together, people who don't normally work together. I have that as one of my calling. And so it was a very good and unique knitting of young people and leadership And when one church is having a function, the other would come over and
Right.
support like that.
Hmm.
And but as a young musician like that, for me, I heard the sounds that I wanted to create out of the heavens. It's not like now where everybody's looking for some inspiration from something else. They my the sounds, and still today, came directly out of the heavens. And so I would hear these sounds, and every part of the drum was a part of the to be played. The cymbal stand, every part. I would stand. Those were the days, Doc, that we would play and sing one song for 30 minutes, just one chorus for 30 minutes. And when we're finished, we're wet. We're dripping wet, literally. But when we're finished, five people receive the baptism of the Holy Ghost.
I remember those days. I remember those days when you find the right song and you can't let it go. I remember those days. You just keep you beat off all the jingles off the tambourine and your hands are blistered. I remember I remember those days. I've been there, done that. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm talking to Dr. Jermaine Gordon, the man of the music, and now he's inspiring and coaching and helping and motivating and helping young people to discover their talents and their gifts and to put it to use early. He didn't want to get stuck into potential like where he was. He want them to find purpose and to make it fulfilled. So you can hear in the background we're gonna have him singing live for us. He's gonna sing. You can see him warming up his finger on his keyboard there. So we're gonna. But tell me, Jermaine, as you moved on from the drum playing, when did you get to the point that you said you want to sing? When did singing come into part of who you have become in your life as you grew up?
So, so I was always singing. Back then, playing the pans, I was always singing songs like God is not dead, He's alive. God is not dead, He's alive. God is not dead, He's alive. I feel Him in my hands, I feel Him in my feet, I feel Him all over me. And so I remember at one point I was singing that song. There was no food at home, and my mother had her hand to her jaw, worried sick. What was she going to do? I was beating the pot with a spoon, and I was singing that song. God is not dead, He's alive. My mother took the pot from me, and she left me with the spoon. She filled the pot with water. And by the time the water started boiling, there was a knock on the door and dinner came. And so I know what it is like to sing things into being.
Oh wow! So from childhood days, you had that faith, that conviction, that experience that uh, miracles can happen if you do something. Music can turn things around.
That's it. That's it. And what it did for me, dog, and I teach it now in my worship course, establishing divine relationships between heaven and earth. Having that early childhood experience, singing to the trees and nature and the goats and the dogs, what it did for me, it helped me to develop a relationship with nature.
Hmm.
I
Yeah, I
am
think I.
not an enemy. I'm not an enemy to nature. I don't quarrel with God when it rains. I don't quarrel with God when when it's too hot. I just simply speak to nature. I say, Mr. Sun, I thank you for coming out today with all your glory, but you're hitting me in the forehead a little too much. Can you go down about 4 or 3 degrees? I was in New York for 4 months. It's my first time in the winter. And I spoke to the snow. I'm telling you, I sang for the snow. And everybody was saying to me, this is a strange Christmas. I say, I know.
That's
And so it is walking in that authority where you're able to speak to nature, speak to the things that are around us that God already gave us dominion over.
Listen, man. When it comes to speaking to things, faith moves mountain, right? The Bible says if you have faith like a mustard seed, you can say to the sycamore tree, to this mountain, be removed, and it obeys you. So I am not gonna challenge your faith because faith will never fail its reward. Maybe I don't have that much faith to pray against snow because maybe I've seen too much snow. So maybe I by now maybe my faith would have been exhausted because I've been saying, Lord, I've been praying and I'm still seeing snow. So I maybe I have to pray for sun, maybe, but not to stop the snow.
Well, what happened to me one time, in traveling to Canada, I remember that I was going to an event and I said to the gentleman, I would love to come and get 2 digit when I'm there. He said, "Oh, sir, it's too late for that now. We're down 1 digit, moving towards negative." I said, "Don't worry, when I get there." He picked me up at the airport, and when they drove to Niagara Falls, and stepped out of the van without his jacket. Let me just put that in. He stepped out of the van to take out my suitcase out the back, and he didn't have on his jacket. And I heard him say, "Wait a minute, this." And he looked in the car, and it says 5 degrees. And he says, "This doesn't feel like 5 degrees." And he started laughing. He says, "Man of God, look like you got the temperatures he want."
That's interesting. That's interesting. All right. All right. So, all right. At what point did you say, okay, I'm pursuing music? I'm pursuing music, not just singing, but I'm gonna go deeper into music. There is something that I want to discover. I get out of it, and that I can become a contributor to the kingdom. At what point you take on now? This is more than just singing in my corner.
So when I was, not even when I was a teenager at KC, I knew exactly that I wanted to do music, because the discouragement around music is so great that it can't feed you, it's not something, it's not viable, etc. But while even if I wasn't pursuing it, it was always pursuing me. And so as early as a teenager, I realized I had the ability to write poetry and lyrics. And so if the boys wanted to send a letter to a girl and they didn't know how to put their words together, they would find me, make it rhyme or do something with it. And so I
All
had the
right.
ability to write way back then, and to just create, not just write, but create a story on the spur of the moment, create a song on the spur of the moment, all of this gifting to just create stuff just like that. I realized in my teenage years. And so it sort of helped to mold into the direction I was going to go. But interestingly, my brother-in-law, Pastor Beckford, he was migrating. John Beckford, that is,
Oh,
pastoring over
you
there
know
in,
what? And you know that I just remember that that his wife is your sister. Now that you say it, I wasn't even thinking about it.
yeah,
I wasn't even thinking about it. I know it, but it somehow it
Bridget.
does not. Yeah, somehow it never come back into my mind that Bridget is actually your sister. Oh my goodness, I didn't even remember that. Thanks for the reminder on that. Thanks for the reminder on that. All right, so what about him now?
So he was leaving the island, and he was the only musician at church.
Oh wow,
And so he taught us our first three chords. He taught us C, and he taught us the F,
and the
and he taught
G,
us the G. That's
CFG.
it.
That's
And
it, right?
and we had to learn the rest, that it is you one, the fourth, the fifth, and put on all kind of other stuff on it. And so that's really how it started on us. Very small keyboard back there then, but we had a desire to bring the best to God.
Hmm.
We had a
Wow.
burning passion to bring the best to God. But myself and Jervis, and that's exactly what we started to pursue. Bringing musical excellence to the kingdom.
Wow, that's incredible. All right, so as I noticed that you have grown into becoming this pioneer singer, songwriter, innovator, inspirational author, worship leader, gospel artist, psalmist, composer, musician, producer, motivational speaker. What maybe I should ask what don't you do?
I like that. That's a good question. What don't I do? The,
Yeah,
the,
what
the,
don't you
the
do?
Spirit of God equips us to, to do things at so many levels. And what I find that if I lack a skill, doc, I just ask for the empowerment for it.
Oh Lord of mercy.
I've proven it over and over again. Sometimes I'm waiting on someone to perform a task for me. And then I said, yeah, because especially during the COVID, I just there's some things that I would rely on people to do for me. And I just literally sat at the computer and said, okay, Spirit of the Lord, empower me now. I'm gonna go. I bought the software, I do it, and boom.
Wow. All right. All right. Listen, I am not gonna argue on that, because the thing about life experiences and dealing with God and faith, once one thing leads to the other. When you see God move in one way, it gives you the trust and the confidence that He's able. And as I said before, faith never fail of its reward, because if you have that faith, you could move mountain. I think when our faith is shaken, that's when we don't get things done. And when we don't have that confidence and that trust in ourselves, then we linger, and we instead of pursuing something, we just drop our hands by our side. What I'm discovering, that you will not put your hand by your side. You're gonna put your hands to action and pray and trust God to bring it to reality.
Yeah, that's
All
true.
right,
That's true.
great faith. All right, I'm talking. You want to say something?
Oh no, no, just that one
Okay,
of my favorite scriptures growing up was Philippians 4:13. I can do all
all
things.
things.
Even before Christ strengthened me, wait a minute, Paul says, I can. And that is key. We miss that part. I can do all things. And then here comes the empowerment through Christ.
Okay, the source, the inspiration, the help. But I have to have that confidence that I can. And
Yes.
then through him. All right, all right. I'm talking to Dr. Jermaine Gordon, and we're gonna hear him sing live here. And I got a warm up song that I kind of like that song, and I'm gonna play one of his favorite songs too. So we have a long way to go, and we have a lot to talk about, because I know this year, as you grew up, Jermaine, in the '80s. You went to KC, and uh, you spend most of your leisure time training and coaching people to sing, and you started a new initiative geared towards equipping creatives with support. That may be a lot of part of your ministry, right? That is how long? Just a recent thing that you're doing that just recently, or how long ago since you're doing that?
Oh, years now.
Oh yeah.
Years I've been teaching people to sing. Oh,
Okay.
you mean
Well,
the latter part?
no, I'm saying they help to with the creative support and teaching that. I mean, I left Jamaica a long time ago, and I haven't been in contact with you to know what you were doing. I'm just kind of really saying, oh my God, he's doing all of this. That's a lot that he's
Oh
doing.
yeah. Because guess what? Most creatives need three main things. They need one, support; two, they need encouragement; and three, guidance. There are too many of our creatives who literally feel stuck. They don't know what to do, and so I thank God that He has blessed me in a way that I can provide all three: encouragement, guidance, and support for our creatives. So you might have somebody who want to write a song, or they've written a song and they don't know what to do, or you have someone who has write some poetry and they don't know what to do, or they can write stories and they feel stuck, whatever. Somebody who can take them, hold their hands, and coach them along the way.
That is great. That is great. That is great. It's always good to have somebody to who say been there, done that, know how to help, and to give a helping hand. All right, how many songs you gonna sing for us tonight?
Ah,
I'm
I'll
just
just
I
flow
just
with
want
you.
to I just want to know how I can spread it around, because I know singing is your life. I know you maybe can they can just wake you up out of the deepest sleep and just say, Jermaine, sing.
I'll start with three.
You start with three. All right. Okay. So let's take the first one. Let's take the first one. Let's take the first one, and then we. Are you gonna sing the one that you did a while ago first?
I could do it for you.
No, you gotta make sure that whatever comes after that one is better than it. So if it's not gonna be better than that one, then you gotta put that one afterwards. So sing something else first, because sing something
I'll,
warm up with something else first.
I'll see what I can do.
Warm up with something else first.
Somebody, if you're watching, thank you for joining us. I want you to type evidence. I want you to just type the word evidence, because it's so important that we have evidence. All throughout my history. Your faithfulness has walked beside me. Winter storms made way for spring. In every season, from where I'm standing, I see the evidence of your goodness all over my life.
Amen.
All over my life. I see your promise.
Oh, did I
All my life. Help me remember when I am weak. Fear may come, but fear will leave. You lead my heart to victory. You are my strength, and you always will be. I see the evidence of your goodness all over my life, all over my life. I see your promises in fulfillment all over my life, all over my life. Somebody say,
Amen, amen, amen,
I see
amen.
the cross, the empty grave. The evidence is endless. All my sins rolled away because of you, oh Jesus. See the cross, the empty grave. The evidence is endless. All my sins rolled away because of you, oh Jesus. Oh, I see the evidence of your goodness all over my life, all over my life. I see your promises in fulfillment all over my life, all over my life. Yeah, I see the evidence of your goodness all over my life, all over my life. I see your promises in fulfillment all over my life, all over my life. So why should I fear when the evidence is here? Somebody tell me why should I fear when the evidence is here?
Man. Hallelujah. Glory to God. Whew. I actually really like that one. I like that. I've heard that one before. That's the original?
Oh man, that's one of the songs I wish I wrote.
Okay. Because I'm saying, God, I heard that one before, and I'm saying if that was the original, I'm saying, oh, because that's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. I could feel heart and soul and connectedness and the feeling of this is real. Own, maybe that's a good word. Ownership. I felt the ownership of that song. That was really, really good. Thank you. We're going to hear a lot more from Mr. Dr. Jermaine Gordon tonight, who is singing for us. And I'm going to be playing one of his favorite songs. I'm going to be playing that video. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. We're going to get him all different ways tonight. All right, Jermaine. So I'm trying to see where I can glean from. I saw something here that fascinates me. um, it's 2017. Tell me about the colorful thoughts. You're founder of the colorful thoughts. What that is?
Oh, color your
Uh,
thoughts. Yeah.
color your thoughts. Color your thoughts. Tell me
So
about that.
the idea is that our thoughts have color and power. And I got the concept back in 2008 when I wrote and published my first book, the power and color of your thoughts. It's now on Amazon, but the idea is that your thoughts have colors, and the quality of your life is dependent on the colors in your thoughts. The power that your thoughts carry is unimaginable. We have six faculties. Man has six faculties: perception, imagination, memory, reasoning, and will. And we're not trained to really use our imagination for good.
Mm.
Let me say that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right
We
with that.
imagine some of the worst things when
Yeah,
it
you're right. You're right.
when
You're
it comes
right.
to spreading the imagination, but not necessarily for the good and best. And
Right.
so the color and power of your thoughts is really about helping us to utilize our imagination for good. And so today, I don't call myself a preacher, I don't call myself a musician. I call myself a positive communicator.
Okay.
I
Okay.
communicate using music, using storytelling, positive messages.
Okay. So that's the color of your thoughts. That's what. Okay. Put it into different, like a basket of summer food. Let it bring the best of you.
Yeah, that's it.
All
That's
right.
it. And back then, what I would do, I had all these illustrators and cartoonists around me. I would have a thought, an idea, and I shared with them, and then they put colors to it.
How do you how are you able to bring all these pieces into your circle? Is that from being an inspirational person? Is that uh, from attraction? Why do people gravitate? Talk about having artists around you, and they put these things to put colors to these things. What triggers your environment or your circle?
Well, first of all, we love passion. We are drawn to passion. So when we see passion on our television screen, we're drawn to it. Whether it's someone running through a finishing line and their hands raised, or a football field team, we're drawn to passion. We're also drawn to pain. And
Hmm.
so some people will come on board because they see this passion, this fire. There's some people will watch tonight and they will reach out to me because something within them connect with something within me. And they have people who have a passion for worship, people who have a passion for music, people who have a passion for God, people who have a passion for creativity, people who have a passion to use the arts for evangelism will reach out to me, and people who have a passion to just help people and love people. You know, and so it's one of those amazing. It's a mystery. It's
Hmm.
a mystery that there's a cord that connects and binds each of us, an invisible cord. And somehow, when we operate at that level, we draw the people who are also operating at that level.
I'm talking to Dr. Jermaine Gordon. My friends, good time to hit your share button if you haven't done that yet. Everybody could hit your share button. That is the free thing you can do, and you can have an impact on somebody else's life just by sharing. That's all you need to do. Just share wherever you are. I noticed something here. In your information here. 14-year-old JC student. Um, on a bus. Reverend Jermaine Gordon quit. Tell me about this 14-year-old on the bus. What happened, and that what caused you to quit your job? What happened there? What's the storyline in that?
That story became new to me just today, very new, because my older son, is now 14 years old. And I'm thinking that's exactly the age that Nicholas Francis, a JC student, was. He was taking the bus for the very first time. And while he was on the bus, Doc, I like to call him a deceived robber. A deceived robber approached Nicholas and demanded his cell phone, a phone that can't even go on the internet.
Mhm.
We in Jamaica we call it bangers. And the robber had a knife, so he stabbed the child in the arm. He boxed him across the cheek. He wrestled with the child long and hard enough to move him from the back of the bus to the front of the bus, where he was able to shove the child off the moving bus.
Oh my
That child was in
goodness.
distress.
Wow.
By the time the driver got wind of what was happening and picked up Nicholas Francis, this innocent child, and rushed him off to University of the West Indies,
Oh.
it was too late.
Oh.
And that story broke my heart.
The
I
kid. So
said,
the kid died.
yes, he did.
Oh.
To think that a busload of people saw, watched, and did nothing.
Oh my goodness.
And so I sent in my resignation. I couldn't function at work. I sent in my resignation. And my manager said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I am going to fix it." So if those who are watching, you might want to hashtag this. Let's fix Jamaica. Hashtag let's fix Jamaica. So this is a part of the Let's Fix Jamaica outreach. Like a madman, I started going around the entire island using music, using storytelling, using comics, creating books and journals, and helping people to vent and to vent properly, and to teach them that we must dream a better dream. And the dream that we have been sold is polluted. How can you value someone's phone above their life?
So tell me.
And
So
so I've been
you. So
running.
you were driving the bus.
No, I'm driving a different bus. I'm driving a bus to save Nicholas's from that kind of distress and
No.
trauma.
No. My question. What? Where were you? What were you doing on the bus? You just. What
No,
did
I
you?
wasn't on that bus at all.
Oh, you weren't on that bus.
No.
Oh, I thought you were on the bus. You just heard the story.
I heard the story, and the story moved me to action.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Wow, wow. Oh my God, that is so sad. That is how long ago that happened?
Uh, 6 years ago.
6 years. That is so sad. My heart breaks just to hear that. My heart breaks just to hear that because I have three sons. My heart breaks just and wow.
So what I want to do going forward is release music, and when persons purchase my music, they support this outreach. You know, working to prevent trauma and violence that impacts children and communities. We have a foundation called Love Has Hands Foundation, and we have a few partners who have come on board, about 20 persons, who says, yes, I want to be a part of this. You are running around the entire island making a difference. I want to be a part of saving of a nation, the saving of a nation. And so that is a great work, tremendous work. Prior to COVID, we would impact about 250,000 each year,
Whoa.
going to schools, going to communities, going to churches. And as you talk about God downloading all this creativity, what makes the program different? If you were to look at your hand, Doc, we're not looking at the child in isolation. We have surrounded the child with a circle. We're saying
Hmm.
each child has a circle of influence: home, school, the church, the community, and their peers. That circle is what the child needs. What happens to governments, including the US government, why they fail in their outreach with children, is that they look at the child in isolation. So we're saying, no, that child is being influenced by home. That child is being influenced by the school, influenced by the community, influenced by their peers, and influenced by the church. So it's this group, this circle that needs to come together to protect the child that's here. Because
Wow.
if just the home, you see that,
Hmm.
depending on how strong the home is, the child might still be exposed if it's just a school. And so it's important that that community come together to protect the child.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And my sister was saying that she remember that story. So she heard that story because she's in Jamaica, and that is such a sad story. That is such a sad story. I'm talking to Dr. Jermaine Gordon, one of the phenomenal singers, artists, philanthropist. He's doing everything in Jamaica, inspirational author. He's doing everything to touch lives, and may God bless you and your ministry. We have a couple more things I want to ask you about as we go along, but okay, sing us something else because he's here to inspire us with his song as well. He's one of the greater writers. I saw something that they say he's so good at writing that he could compose a song and sing it at the same time. Compose it and it is singable at the same time.
Can you sing a song just out of your spirit? Can you make a song that's never been written. It's the flow of the Spirit, the flow of the Spirit. It's just natural for me.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought that was another song that you were ready to sing. I thought that was one of your songs. That was just like being creative at the moment, on the spot there now.
I was just responding to you. Yes,
Oh, okay.
that's completely new.
Oh wow. All right, all right. So that is not even on the wax yet. That is fresh.
So I want to share this one with you because I was at home one Monday and we used to have this lady would come in and assist us with some of the house chores, and she came in and she was explaining what was happening in her family and the sicknesses. And when I said, okay, let me go to the keyboard and play a song for you. And when I went to the keyboard, the song that came was completely new. I started playing this melody, ta-dum, tam, ta-da-da-da, ta-da-da. And out of that came the song Trade It All. And so for somebody who feel overwhelmed with all the burden and the troubles and the cares of life, the season that you're in, you feel as if you're just not cutting it. Perhaps it's time to do a trade. Trade some of what you have for what you need. And so I want to just share this song called Trade It All. You can type in the chat, Trade It All, or add Trade It All. In all my dreams, I dream of you. In all my hopes, I hope in you. Cause no one else loves me like you do. You saw the need to rescue and save a lost world. Thank you, God. You saw the need to rescue and save a lost world. Thank you, God. So I traded all just to be with you. Traded all just to live with you. For you are my desire, and no one else could ever take a secret place in me. So I traded all just to be with you. Traded all just to live with you. For you are my desire, and no one else could ever take a secret place in me. In all my dreams, dream of you. In all my hopes, I hope in you. Cause no one else loves me like you do. You're the need to rescue and save a lost world. Thank you, God. You saw the need, yeah, to rescue and save a lost world. Thank you, God. Listen to me. Yep. So I can be with you in righteousness, just to live with you, and rest for where I'm.
it all forever. My soul is yours for all eternity. So I'm trading all just to be with you. Trading all. Amen. Just to live with you. For you are my desire. Oh, yes, never take a secret place in me. Trade it all just to be with you. Trade it all just to live with you, with you. That is amazing. I trade it all. I trade it all. Man, I can hear your passion. I can see why you find the pleasure and the joy of worship, and um those are all the songs you sing, right? You don't gonna up tempo kind of thing. You just kind of keep it mellow all the time.
I do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah? You do up tempo reggae too? You touch those too?
I have not touched it yet, but when I do, I know I need to bring a new sound to it.
Okay, so you haven't touched that yet. Okay, because I can hear heart and soul in your singing, and for what I have listened of Jermaine, he keeps it right in that same vein. But those are just beautiful songs, beautiful songs. Those are really inspirational. Those are really really inspirational. And my heart, have you had well, I would imagine that you have. What kind of relationship that you have established, if any, with the parents of this young boy who died?
I have
I still
tried.
can't get it. I still can't get it past my head yet.
I have not spoken with the parents directly,
No.
but different persons who know the child, or perhaps are related to the child, I've spoken with, but not his direct parents.
Okay. 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 Wow. I don't know. I would have loved to. I would love to talk to people like those, just to help to hear their pain, to help to share their pain. In experiences like those, it's just terrifying. It's just terrifying. But may God help the those who he left behind to grieve his loss. Some heartless people are here, and they have no respect for your life, and what they're killing you for maybe have little or no value, as you say, can't even go on the internet. So it's like, okay, just to make a phone call, but there goes the boy's life that worth less than a little telephone in the mind of some. Your life means nothing. That is so sad. I'm talking to Jermaine God, my friend, for a long, 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 long time. I know this young man from he was a boy. That's a long time ago. From he was a boy in the 80s, long time ago. Maybe 70s, late 70s, 80s. Young man, long time ago, and he's grown up and he's sticking to it. And now I'm impressed with all the things that he's doing to help to change lives, to bring color to thoughts, and to love has hands. And love is more than words speaking, words spoken. Love is action, right? And so it has hands. So thank you for sharing that. I am going to I'm gonna play your favorite one of your favorite songs. I'm gonna play this one, and then when I come back, we're gonna talk a little bit more about the things that you're doing, because I noticed that you have a program that you do. What, 10 weeks? How many weeks for the year?
So, oh, the course. I have a course now. It's a worship course.
Right. So if anybody wants to get there, to get into the attitude of worship, and find the techniques and the ins and outs and the do's and don'ts, and what are the approaches they can
I
touch
love
base
I,
with
I
you.
love that word, attitude, because the course is actually written to help the individuals to become a better person.
A better person. All right. So I hope that somebody listening this tonight or tomorrow or next week or next month will find out, hey, here is a person you can make contact with. And that's what he has been doing for a lifetime. So nothing greater than having hands-on experience. Been there, done that. All right, I'm gonna play this song. One of Jermaine's favorite songs that we all grow to know, and I bet you know this one too. I bet you know this one. Here we go. This is from a video. Let's play Jermaine. You know what? You know what amazes me on that song? There is so little, and I'm not minimizing, but there is so little in terms of the lyrics. There is so little in terms of the lyrics, but it's so powerful with the expression that you actually don't miss the range of lyrics, because the song in itself, the expression is so captivating.
Yes,
And you're listening to the song, and it's like you're listening to a whole song with a whole lot of lyrics, but you just keep on saying that you are God, holy and righteous, and keep repeating it. But it's like every expression of the repetition sounds like a verse.
yes,
And what it reminds me of is that in heaven, as we hear from the scriptures, that the angels just sing holy, holy, holy. That's what they sing for millenniums and millenniums and millenniums. They sing holy, holy. And that song is a beautiful song. Just the expression of that song, you are God, holy and righteous. Uh, not a lot in the lyrics, but boy, that is as powerful as a song expresses itself.
that's true.
Tell, tell me about the inspiration of that song.
So it's what God said to Moses in Deuteronomy uh, 19. He says, write the law in a song, teach it to the children of Israel, and put it in their mouth. And I go through this in the course that I teach. The idea of the concept of putting it into their mouth. How do you put something into the mouth of the people? And when we go to a worship service on a Sunday morning, a Sabbath, and the worship leader do some exactly what you've just described, that is one of the methods, one of the main methods that we use to put something in people's mouth. So come Monday morning, they're driving to work and they're singing it. Come Tuesday, they're singing it, putting it into their mouths. That song. So there are two types of songs I have. I have songs that I write and then sing, and there are songs that I sing then write, and I can
Okay.
just move in and out just like that. One of the gifts that I also have is the gift of continuing. I'm telling you.
What
So
is
I can
what is
take
what
I
what is
can
the gift
take
of continuing?
I can take any song that has been written before and continue the song. Any
Okay.
inspiration that Bob had or Michael had or Andre had, and to build on it. Because we write songs, we write messages, and we prophesy based on our level of revelation. And so
True.
as revelation increases and expands and becomes deepened, I can you're able to prophesy even above and beyond what was prophesied before. You're able to preach on revelation that was given 5, 10, 15 years ago. And so I have that gift to one to continue. And another gift that the Lord gave me, because I was saying, God, when He wanted me to do a project, I said, okay, I got all these songs, so I can do them. I have over 900 songs. And He says, no, no, those are not the songs. And I'm thinking, but I have 900. And He says, there are some songs that people have died with.
Mm.
And those are the songs He wants to give to me. So I'm excited about that range and that level as well.
Wow.
So You Are God is one of those songs that we were in a rehearsal. We were getting ready to go on radio for a live broadcast. And in the atmosphere, the worship just came, and I released that song for the very first time. I still have the voice note. And when you hear the voice note, it sends shivers up your body, your goosebumps all over, because that's how it came. It was birthed out of the heavens. And that's one of the songs that I sang and then wrote it afterwards.
Oh yes. Okay. Well, I could see the ease on that one. I could see the ease on that one because there's not a whole lot of lyrics to remember. Just what we call it now. The what word I would use. I'm not a great versatile musician like you and Garnet or Gawain who just pop on there a while ago. But just to get the feel of that, the melody, maybe that's a term I could say, the melody of that and the expression. Once you hold on to that, then a lot that comes out of it. Just okay.
That's it. That's correct. That's correct. Because a song will do well if it has a strong melody.
Right.
And a song will also do well if it has compelling lyrics. And this has both.
And again, my thinking of this as, because I think the average person listen, because I've played this song so many times when I used to do 95 degrees with the, and 95, I used to play that song and people used to request that song, and I listened that song and I like the song, I like the feel of the song. But then it's like, okay, I listen to the song now and I'm saying there's not a whole lot of lyrics to the song. but it seemed like you're listening a song with four verses,
Yes.
and chorus, four verses, and just keep on going. But it's like every time it's repeated, there is something more that comes out of it. There's more virtue and more value, and maybe because it keeps hitting the spot over and over and
Ah,
over again. Keep hitting the
that's
spot.
it. Do you remember when it would rain sometimes? Or no, no, no. You have the concrete and you have the perhaps some for some reason some water is dripping from the roof.
Right.
And look at this hard concrete, and you're saying, okay, this little drip of water every 5 seconds, every 10 seconds can't really do much.
Hmm.
But from the persistent drip, 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 soon and very soon, not long, that little drip of water dig a hole in that
In the
hard
concrete.
concrete.
You're right. You are right. You are so right. You are so right. It almost makes no sense, right? It almost makes no sense. Because if you just pour a bucket or a drum of water out on that spot, it doesn't affect it. But you're right, with that constant dripping, that constant hitting the same spot. And again, the expression that the apostle Paul used with the infirmity in his flesh. He says the messenger of Satan to buffet me. And what that word in the Greek buffet means, it means to keep on hitting me at the same spot, keep on hitting me at the same spot. And I think that's what the song does. The more you hear the song You Are God, I think I'm gonna play that song again. I'm gonna play it one more time. If you're just joining us, I'm talking to Jermaine, Dr. Jermaine Gordon, the man who has been doing singing ministry from his childhood days, from when he got to create his own drum set and create his own instrument. Actually, what I saw in that song, I saw maybe there was a replica of yourself. Do you have some
Yes.
replica of yourself?
Yes, we use the video to tell the story. My two sons are in it. Yeah.
Okay, so I saw a little boy with a little drum,
Yes.
okay, okay. So that's your story. I'm gonna because this. I want you to listen to this song. As maybe you were wondering, Maybe you thought you heard a whole song with four verses and you're just saying, oh my, I love that song. But the song does have maybe two lines in it, all right? Two or three lines, maybe,
It
with
has,
a little bit of ad libbing in the middle of it and kind
yes.
of putting some energy into it. I'm gonna play that song again from Jermaine Gordon. This is a beautiful song. It is designed for worship to of an expression to recognize that God is awesome in His majesty, and like the angels just sing, "Holy, holy." Listen to this song again. You are God, holy and righteous. There's no verse in the
Why
song.
I should warn you, Nadal, before you do it.
Yeah,
Because that song, if you really want to get the potential out of it, play it long and play it loud.
play it long and
And
play it loud.
literal angels will come. And so I remember after I released it, a radio station in New York called me to say they have never had an experience like this. They played the DJ played the song once, and the people heard it and requested it again, and so he repeated it. When what he was about to move to the next song, and the phone started ringing again, they requested it a third time, and he left it running for 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Whoa, loop it.
Yes.
And again, it seems like you can't exhaust the song. You can't get enough of it. It's like, yeah, it seemed like okay, because a while ago when it was cooling down to finish, I'm saying, oh man, it's finishing. I'm gonna play it again, my friends. Hang in there. This is just great song with not many lyrics lines in it, but it is awesome. If I could use that term for a song, hang in there. You know the sad thing, we lost our YouTube audience. We lost our YouTube audience because YouTube is a pity that they didn't know that I'm playing that the man who authors the song.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a pity that they didn't know the man who authors the song is right here with me while I'm playing his song. And now they cut the stream for violation because they didn't realize that they think I'm abusing your song. And no, the man, the owner of the song is right here. That is so unfortunate because we lose our YouTube audience. That is so unfortunate. That is
you know they did
so.
that. They did that to me on a program that I was, and they apologized.
Yeah, it is stupid because the apology is gonna come too late when you lose half of your audience. You have all these people listening, and I'm sure they don't know what happened, and when I can't even communicate to my YouTube audience, and I've lost them because of the song. But the song is just beautiful.
Amen.
I wish I could communicate with them to join us on Facebook, because maybe that won't get it back live tonight again unless I cut and go back. So, but we had enough on there. We had enough on there tonight. I'm gonna have to bring you. I'm gonna have to invite you to come back another time, my friend, and let's continue this conversation. I think what I'll do is make you sing live,
Ah,
the other time because YouTube will not ever understand. They won't understand. They hear the song coming, and you can attest to that they cut your own program. You are the author of the song, and you're playing your own song, and they don't know where it's coming from. They just like, okay, they should have a way of verifying if you have right to play the song, but they don't
right.
have that. So unfortunately, that is so sad because a lot of my people were on
I
YouTube.
just post the Facebook link in the YouTube chat because the chat is still live.
Okay, the chat is still live. Okay, so I hope some of the people will kind of link onto the Facebook link and come back and join us as we try to wrap it up with Brother Jermaine. So part of your journey, my friend, um, you have the Lord I surrender. I think I heard that one. Your God is a special one here. We just played that one of my favorite songs. By the way, you haven't sung the one that I want you to sing yet. You haven't
I
sung that
have.
one yet. So you didn't sing that one. The one that you played when we were in the green room.
Oh yes, that was the first one I gave you.
No, you did. That
Evidence.
was the first one.
Evidence. Yes.
I thought I told you to leave that for the last. That was evidence. It sounded like
I,
it was something
I, I,
different.
I had to start strong, you know.
All right. Okay. So, my friends, if those who are can't communicate with them, and let me see if they are there. All right. So tell me something else. What inspires the this coaching thing now, this creative, what inspires that? You talk about just wanting to impact lives, want to get young people beyond potential, and to become, make their lives become real. Tell me a little bit more about that program, and the program that you teaches in terms of worship. People want to learn how to. Tell us a little bit about that. Let me see if I can find my audience at least by text on YouTube.
Okay, so I do a creative coaching for gospel artists, for authors, for designers, for people who have creative energy, creative skills and abilities that they want to properly define. So the concept I use is a GPS model. So
Hmm.
in using the GPS, before you can get anything out of the GPS, you have to answer two key questions. One, where are you? Identifying your location, what's happening. And when I do it, it's whole scale. So we're looking at your physical life, your spiritual life, your financial life. And then the second question is, where do you want to go? So once you're able to answer where you are right now and where do you want to go, then we can carve out a route, a map, a game plan to get you there. And so I have persons come to me who want to produce music, persons who want to write books, persons who want to start programs, initiatives in schools or charity or startup, persons who want to start a company. I assisted two persons in New York in starting up, doing their startup. And so just creative energy, helping persons to identify their inner self, so to speak, Doc. And
Hmm.
what I use, what the tool that I use, you'd be surprised. The tool that I use to help persons to identify their invisible self is journaling.
Wow.
Journaling. So those thoughts you're having, those ideas when you wake up in the morning and those thoughts, for journaling them, writing them down, and then because it's very difficult to connect the dots of our lives looking forward.
Hmm.
It's always difficult to connect the dots of our lives looking forward, but it's easier to connect the dots looking back. And so when you write these things down, for example, September 19, let me just show you one example of what I teach. September 19, a couple of years ago, perhaps 21 years ago, was a terrible day for Mexico. They had a terrible earthquake that took the lives of thousands of Mexicans. 19 years later, on the 19th of September, we have another earthquake that took thousands of lives of Mexicans, same place, same date. And so, in helping persons to journal, they're seeing the trends and stuff like that their lives take and cycles. You know,
Hmm. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, I'm trying to see if I get my friends on YouTube. They can join me on my website, obedford.us. It should be streaming live there too. So they maybe can't communicate, but okay, you can join me on obedford.us, and it's streaming there on my website as well. So we're streaming on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and we are also streaming on obedford.us. So if you find a friend who don't have a Facebook link and they want to connect with us, they can go to obedford.us, obedford.com, obedford.net, and the program is streaming live there right now as well. Okay, Oxy Marcia is on YouTube. Okay, so is the program live on YouTube now? Can you tell me if the program is still live on YouTube? That'd be great if so. She's watching on YouTube, so she's listening. Okay, thank you. That gives me a little bit of sigh of relief that you can still hear me. God bless you. Thank you. Obek for that US is still working. I am talking to Jermaine. Okay, so Jermaine, we're coming down to wrapping it up. Um Tell me about this cool of the day thing. You got a lot going on, man. Thank you, Sister Marcia, for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know that YouTube is not dead. I thought it was all dead. I don't know what they did. Okay, so it came back. So they cut this song out, but now the program continues. All right, thanks. God bless you, Sister Marva. Good to see you too. Tell me about this uh ear freshing music and this cool of the day thing. What is about that?
So what I did was to make a distinction between Jermaine Gordon music, which is what we have been hearing over the past 10 years. It's 10 years now, and instrumental. So like me just playing and creating music that will help people to relax.
So that would be like if I'm at the spa, yeah, you just go. If I'm at the spa,
Yes.
what? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
All right, man.
Music,
Meditation, meditatory mood.
that's it.
Okay,
And
all right.
and later on this month we want to add music and sounds for movies, for video games, for TV shows. And I would love to share one of those with you.
One of those. Okay, share whatever you want to share.
One of
You're the
one of
man.
those pieces. This one is called heraldry. Heraldry, and it's like a bird that is on a high place. It's on a high place, and its wings are open, ready to fly. And I wrote this one specifically for people who have wings, but for all their lives, they have been told they cannot. They cannot. You should not. You would not. And so they have wings, but they have never tried to fly.
All right,
And
all
so
right.
I composed this piece for that. And as you listen to it, it is good for the cinema, it is good for video games, but I also I've used it in the past, Doc, to introduce worship in the church. So just imagine Psalm 91 being declared over this, you know, in with passion and power as it's played. Here goes, heraldry.
I do hear moving that, although it wasn't coming over as clear and as audible as I would hope, but I do hear the movies in that. All right. So tell me, thank you, man. I see you have no limit. I see that you have no limit, right? You have no limit, no borders. You're going down every path that's open.
With all that's within me. That's it. Everything that is in me. Dr. Miles Monroe used to say, he wants to die empty.
One of the he wants to die empty. You know what?
Yes.
That's a good way to die. That's a good way to die. Empty. Don't take it with you. Leave it here.
Yes.
All right. So let's wrap it up on some of your experience, because I notice here that tell me about the experiences with all these prominent singers. I noticed that you have your involvement in music internationally. Spontaneity is involvement in music nationally and internationally has led him to share the gospel platform with artists such as Israel Horton, Sonny Badu, Richard Smallwood, Donnie McClurkin, Sinach, Keisha, Kira Shared, Jonathan Nelson, Morit Brown, Clark, Alvin Slaughter. That's a lot. Papa San and the Grace Thrillers. So tell us a little bit about where your platform takes you and how did you end up on the same stage with some of these prominent artists.
Invitation.
I'm not saying that you're not prominent. I'm not implying that. I'm just so don't overread that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's invitation, and
Okay.
your gift make room for you. They say.
All right.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
remember. I remember the last concert I did with in Florida. Israel's manager pulled me aside, and he says, "Israel has absolutely nothing over you." He says all he has is a band and a team around him. But your voice filled this room, and the people sang along as if they knew your songs. And he says, all you need is a team.
Mhm.
And so it has been some really good came to Jamaica as well. She had her team. And so it has been my great delight. Alvin is a cool guy, really guy. Alvin Slaughter.
Alvin Slaughter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I grew up hearing Alvin singing on the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir, and to meet him and talk with him, and he and his wife shared their stories with me. Beautiful. Has been quite a bit of journey, sharing stage ministry with these various folks. Yeah, Richard Smallwood came to Jamaica as well, and he did a music conference. That was my first time meeting the man, the Total Praise man.
I'm sure it's kind of easy to run into you in Jamaica because you're one of the top guys in Jamaica, right? When it comes to gospel music.
The truth is, most time when people run into me, they don't believe it's me.
You know?
They say, "What?"
Understandable, understandable. You know, unless you know the man, you see the man, you know the man. If you just like run into the guy, see him on television all over the place and say, I know that guy from afar. I know him. If I run into him, I see him. I know him. Just hearing the music, and never see the video of the guy and on a regular basis. Maybe you would know when you run into the guy. But yeah, I can understand why people like you would share platforms because they want to represent Jamaica at a high level.
Yes,
They got
yes,
foreigners coming in and they want to represent Jamaica at a high level that can what they call it can I don't want to use a term go head to head but can match
yes,
the intensity or the quality and so I could see you fitting into that group, man. You have done well with your ministry over all of these years, and man, I am proud of you. I remember when and I'm sure you know my wife more than you got along with her more than you got along with me because she's come to Buffalo so many times
yeah.
without me, and she was doing it on her own, so she talked about Jermaine a lot, and she talked about your sister, and
Hi, Dana.
yeah, she's. I'm sure she's somewhere here, and you're one of her favorite persons, and she talk about you a lot and your family. Yes, and Bridget, and when we run into Bridget in New York, she say, "Oh my God!" You just like, "Oh my God!" I was happy to run into your sister up here. So, but we never asked you about your own family.
Yes,
And I don't know if I could. I don't know if you would be able to go to bed if I didn't ask you about your own family. Because
yes.
maybe your wife might put you out if I didn't find out about your story about you.
So we have two amazing boys.
Tell
Uh,
me about
the,
you. Tell me about your wife. When did you meet her and how?
I met her at what they call it. Was it a conference? I don't remember the exact breakthrough conference.
Okay,
Uh,
and you broke through at the breakthrough conference.
yeah, she was actually on the worship team. She was
Okay,
practicing with the worship team, and that's actually how I met her. She was the church secretary at the time.
okay, all right,
Yeah,
all right, okay, all right,
and that was 17 years ago.
okay, all right. Congratulations and kudos. How old are your kids?
Thank you. The older one is 14, and the younger is 9.
So that's the one I hear you calling over and over and over there.
The one I kept calling was a 14-year-old, so he's
Oh,
like
yeah.
an assistant.
Okay.
He learns all of these stuff. Tech. techie stuff, you know.
Good for him. Good for him to follow in his father's footstep. I could see you just going, okay. So give me the story behind the Joshua thing.
The you mean his name?
Yeah, give me the story behind the Joshua thing.
Well, it was really my wife's idea to name him Joshua, but he he is you can call it that he's like a personal assistant.
At 14.
Yeah, because he was doing that at age 2.
Oh Lord have mercy.
When he see daddy is coming out of the car and I have all these things to go into a training session, he grabbed the pulley and he's pulling it along. And an adult ever so often see him and say, "Little baby, no, 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 it's too heavy for you." I said, "No, no, you leave him, you leave him." And he'll pull it from the car all the way up to the area that I needed
Wow.
at age 2.
Oh my God. In America, we would call that child abuse, you know.
He doesn't want you to interfere
I,
with him.
I know, I know, I know they feel. I've been there. That sometimes they would cry and go on the ground and don't want no help because they think they want to do it all by themselves. But they're training up the child in the way they should go when they grow up. Even not depart from it. And I can see why now you can just call Joshua. Call Joshua. Joshua is so involved. Kudos to Joshua. Give him a shout out for me and give a shout out to your wife and your other kid. For what's your other boy's name?
Raylan, Raylan.
Raylan and Joshua. Shout out to the family. What else you want to tell me before we say goodbye to you on this night? Something that I didn't ask you.
I want you to realize that I have other types of songs outside of ballad.
Okay, so what are the types of songs? Give me
So
an idea.
I did some old time choruses. Uh, it's newly written, but I use the old style that we grew up on. And so I did a medley like that called the Holy Ghost Fire Medley. And I did somewhat Western ballad mix, a song called My Day that I carried into the schools with a strong message of forgiveness, a strong message that my day, your day has been given to you as a gift, but you have to accept it. One, when I introduce this song, I usually say to people, would you go into a restaurant and not give your chef or waitress an instruction? And they said, no. I said, then why do you do that with your day? The reason you go into the restaurant and give instructions is because you want the person who is serving you to please you. And so it's the same thing with your day. I'm saying stop allowing your day to just serve you anything. Speak to your day and say what you want. And when I share that concept with people, they grab onto it. And so this song, My Day, I don't know if you want me to do it for you.
We're gonna come back. We're gonna come to the song, but this person I saw this while we were playing this song, so I couldn't get to post it. But this person, Anita Walker, says, I got baptized with the Holy Spirit at Minister Gordon's all night prayer meeting at White House, Westmoreland, 2011. Three most powerful things about me. All right, so those are memories. Those are memories. All right, so tell
That
me,
was an all night prayer meeting, and
yeah,
White
that was the
House
Church
and
of God of Prophecy. That was Church of God of Prophecy, White
yes,
House.
when I was in direct when I was the national director of music for all the 315 churches.
Yeah, I
That
forget. I forget. I heard that you were. I forget. I heard that long time ago. You were national director of music. I
because
forget. I heard that.
I have the gift to bring choirs together, mass choirs. It's a special gift. And so we would go around the island and do these all night prayer meetings, empowering the people. And I remember that. I remember that day because when we got to the market, the fish market, nobody wanted to sell us anything. They said, we can't sell you anything because we heard what happened last night and we are tremendously blessed. Just open your bags and take what we have to give you.
Also, they didn't want to sell. They just want to give you.
Yes.
All right, all right, all right. That's good. That's good. If I were you, I'd be still singing and having all night prayer meetings. All right. Go ahead and do that one. Go
My
ahead and do
day.
that one.
So it's my day. Somebody type in the chat, my day, my day. It's a new day with so so many possibilities. It's a day I've never seen before, and oh, it has so much more to offer me. So I'm gonna start right here. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna start with the right attitude. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause it's my day to be great. It's my day to show love. It's my day to show someone the light. Today is my day to forgive. It's my day to be great. It's my day to serve a human heart. Come on, somebody, snap your finger with me. Woo! Yeah, here we go. The day has just begun. Woo! Yeah. Oh, I can have so much fun. Something new is on the horizon, and I can feel it in the air. Something new is about to happen. It's gonna leave smiles everywhere. 'Cause it's my day to be great. It's my day to show love. It's my day to show someone the light. Today is my day to forgive. It's my day to be great. It's my day to serve a human heart. Today is my day to be great. It's my day to show love. It's my day to show someone the light. Today is my day to forgive. It's my day to be great. It's my day to serve a human heart. Not gonna worry about yesterday and all the things that never happened. Not gonna worry about tomorrow while I miss this present moment. It's my day to be great. It's my day to show love. It's my day to show someone the light. Today is my day to forgive. It's my day to be great. It's my day to serve a human heart. Today is my day to be great. It's my day to show love. It's my day to show someone the light. Today is my day to forgive. It's my day to be great. It's my day to serve a human heart. Today is my day. It's my day. It's my day. Somebody type my day. Today is my day. Today is my day. Today is my day. It's my day. It's my day. It's my day. Today is my day. Today is my day.
All right, it's my day. That's interesting because I was listening the drop-ins. I know I'm not using musical term, but I'm just using what you know what I can identify. I'm listening to the drop-ins on my day, and I can hear them. It's my day to forgive. It's my day to love. It's my day to be strong. It's my day to what tell us some about the things that because once a person you talk about design your day, determine what you want your day to be. That not, don't let the day become what it wants for you, but you shape your day. That was what you were saying. So it is my day. I get up and I'm declaring it is my day to love. It is my day to forgive. It's my day to feel happy. It is my day to be joyful. It's my day to be compassionate. So I can add anything I want to predetermine this is my day.
That's it. That's exactly it. So take authority over your day. What we would do sometime in Jamaica, we have this culture that somebody call you, say 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's not a good call. It's not a kind call at all. And you just hang up the phone and say, "Well, you spoiled my day already." At 7 o'clock in the morning, come on, man. Don't give anybody that power over your day.
Okay, I get that. I get that. So what this is suggesting, uh, based on what you say here, somebody spoil your day at 7. That means your day is done messed up.
Yeah,
So you're saying reclaim your day.
that's it.
Okay,
That's it.
reclaim your day and determine, even after a bad moment, determine what you want your day to become. In other words, don't let circumstances design and shape what your day becomes. You decide what your day will be.
That's right, because we are all creators of our destiny by our
Amen.
choices, by what we choose to focus on. Where focus goes, energy flows, and the results shows.
There goes your friend there, German. There goes your friend there. She shows up just again. Yeah, there goes your friend.
Ah, hello. All right. And Lady D was in the house. I'm not sure she's still here. Denise
That's
Gomez.
oh, Denise. I saw her earlier. I'm not sure if she's still there. Now I saw her earlier. So that is Lady D. That is my Lady D.
All right.
And I go to see my friend Angie. Go to see my friend Angie here and my sister. They're all in the house tonight. Man, this is my day. Again, I'm talking to Jermaine Gordon, the phenomenal Jermaine Gordon, the man. What I really appreciate about you, and what I really appreciate about you is your determination and your consistency. I remember how long ago that was. Let's say from 1990 to now is 32 years. That's a long time ago, right?
Yeah,
um uh yeah, 32 years. And it's more than that. It's 30 plenty 30 many years since I know you doing your thing, and you continue to expand on it, and to become better at it. And I do appreciate. Tell me about this. We're gonna close off with this. You're doing you're also a producer.
oh yes. Oh yes. I produce music as well for others, not just my own. being a
Wow.
being a creativity coach, and because you already have all of this network around you, it's saved the headache. Save a lot of people the headache. You know, one of the challenge people having now, I should tell you that, is that so many of our gospel musicians are not available to record gospel music because they're preoccupied elsewhere. And so
Hmm.
people would come to me and say, "Man, I have music with so and so for 10 years now and 9 years." And I say, "Oh no, it's a part of the enemy's strategy." So, I said, let's use a couple things against the forces that are coming. The spirit of agreement, let's do that, and a couple other things. Let's fight with knowledge. And so I do help assist persons to produce their music as well.
That is very nice. That is very nice of you, man. Again, I come back to ask you, what don't you do? And then the final question: where do you find time to do all the things you
Oh
do?
my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 9 days in my week.
Okay. Good. And like 30 hours in your day.
I'm one of those 5 a.m. club members where if I get up at 5 o'clock, I've already done between 5 a.m. and 9 a.m. what most people never do in a week.
Wow. What's your regular go to bed time?
After 11.
After 11.
After 11, I go
So
to
your
bed.
your average hours a night sleep is like what?
I would say
Yo,
6.
yeah, yeah. To my wife, she wasn't here a while ago, and because he's asking if you're married, and yes, he's married. He's married for 17 years now, and I don't know if his wife is still hanging around, but I think so.
So I do get sleep and then because when I lie down, and my wife would always say that I fall asleep so easily. For somebody who is so busy, well, I don't like the word busy. I like the word fruitful. Because in Genesis, it never says be busy, it says be fruitful. So for someone who's being so fruitful, how do I fall asleep so easily? It again, I empty my mind. If I have something on my thought, on my mind before I go to bed that I need to take care of tomorrow, I write it down. So I transfer it to a piece of paper, a document, my journal, my phone, my notes, and so I just fall asleep just like that. And so the quality of my sleep is good.
Okay, so
That's what
when you
keep.
fall asleep, you go to sleep.
Yes.
I'm not gonna ask you anything about how your wife tolerate that. I'm not gonna ask her. And maybe if I'd have to ask her off air, on her own. I'm not gonna let you state it up here you openly. I'm gonna leave
You know,
that.
I love cooking, and so
Okay.
I am the main chef. Yeah.
Okay. So you feed her to keep her quiet.
In other words, when I was 17 years old, what I really wanted to be in life was a good father. That's it. I'd
Yeah.
seen so many bad examples, poor examples of fathers. And so I wanted to be a good father. And somebody said to me, but that you are that. You have accomplished that. And being a good father is key to me. Why? God never called himself president. He never called himself executive director or CEO. He called himself father. Why? It's the most important job in the world.
Great. God bless you. God bless you. And see my wife responding, say you keep your wife comfortable by cooking, and how come she never know?
You
Um,
guys not letting go that one.
if yeah, she's asking that question. So I guess we if we keep on cooking, we keep our wives comfortable. So I'm doing a pretty good job on that too. So I can tell you that. So shout out, shout out to the wives, shout out to the comfortable wives. I have been talking to Jermaine, a great guy who has committed his life to ministry for decades and decades and decades, and it seems like he's not growing old, and he's just being inspired to do more things, and he's just touching lives in so many ways. Um, uh, Maybe you'll find is your profile on Facebook. Somebody can read your profile on Facebook. It's not on
On
there, right?
Facebook, not on my
No.
Facebook, on my website,
Okay. What's your website?
jermainegordon.com.
JermaineDGordon.com. You want to know
Yeah.
more about the brother, what he does, and how you can get involved in what he does, how you can give an helping hand, how you can partner with him, go to JermaineDGordon.com and you can find out more about him. It'd be interesting to read on his profile. He just does a lot of things, and you would want to say kudos to the brother. And that's why I ask you, where do you get what don't you do, and where do you get time to do all that you do? And it's just interesting. But thank you for joining me and spending this time with me. Keep your ears and your eyes open, because next time we sure will have you coming back on another time. Maybe we'll have you on Joshua the next time. And
All
Joshua
right.
tell us how skillful Joshua is and how involved. He can give us his own 14 years old experience of his innovation, creativity, and technical savviness and all of that stuff.
He's sharp like that. We'll be watching a movie and he said, go back, Daddy, go back, go back. I said, what happened? He says, somebody left a water bottle in the shot. He said, Daddy, somebody in this movie need to be fired.
Wow, wow. So he's really sharp, really sharp.
And I want to say that when persons go to the website, they can join our music family. There's a section to input your email address. And then once you do that, you'll get update on what's coming up, what's next. You get exclusivity to music that isn't even on the major platforms in the world. You have access to it.
All right, all right. You hear that? There's an open door into GermainDGarden.com music library where you can get in there and hey, tap into the on what they call it? What's the word? What's the word I want to use here? Mm, Unrecorded or unpublicized. Maybe that's the word I
Yes,
want to use.
that's it.
Unpublicized music. So you get intimately connected to the brother. All right, brother Jermaine, what you want to say for us? What you want to say in two lines of song going out? What's last on your mind? You say sing me out on this one, my friends. As I was talking to brother Jermaine Gordon, and if you haven't shared this conversation, it's a good time to share. They're very inspirational And I think you love it. If you're just joining, you can go back and watch it, whether on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. You can go back and watch it when we are finished, and you can still share it, because I think there's information in this conversation that might be a blessing to others and a blessing to you. So go back and listen it and keep on sharing with your friends. Great guy. Follow me
I
on
think
TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook, and let's do ministry together. Because as my outro say, you never know what's next or who will join the conversation. Take it away.
so. There's a little song that I wrote and I sing for my sons to put them off to bed at night. It's not yet recorded, but it's a beautiful reminder of what God said to Joshua when He says, "Be bold and courageous. Be bold and courageous. Be not afraid of the darkness. Be bold and courageous. Be not afraid of the darkness. For the Lord our God, He is with you wherever you go. For the Lord our God, He is with you wherever you go." You can confess it with me now and say, "I'm bold, I'm bold and courageous. I'm not afraid of the darkness. I'm bold and courageous. I'm not afraid of the darkness. For the Lord my God, He is with me wherever I go. For the Lord my God, He is with me wherever I go." Yeah. For the Lord my God, He is with me wherever I go. For the Lord my God, He is with me wherever I go. The Lord be with you. The Lord
Amen.
bless you. The Lord keep you. The Lord cause His face to shine upon you. The Lord gives you His peace. Amen.
I like the personal piece to it. Not that just that you're saying it to me, but I'm saying it to myself. I am bold and I am not afraid of the dark. Because when somebody say to you, when someone says it to you, it may or may not affect you in the same way. But when you say to yourself, I am not afraid, I'm not afraid of the dark. I am bold, I'm brave, I'm not afraid of the dark. That is really taking a hold of it and making it yours. And I hope that everybody, whatever is your darkness, whatever is facing you, whatever is challenging you, whatever is threatening you, whatever caused you to be fearful and uncertain, I hope you receive that last line of that song. Be bold and be brave. Don't be afraid of the darkness. And said, I am bold. I am brave. I'm not afraid of the darkness. If you speak those things that are not as though they are, before you know it, you gain the authority and the power over your own darkness and over your own fears. And the only way to get rid of your fear is to face it forward. God bless you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for spending the time with us. It's been a wonderful evening with my brother and friend from a long time ago. And hopefully, we'll get him on another time because he's so inspirational. And I hope that we'll have him coming again and speaking to us and singing to us and maybe bring some more of his poetry. And let's lay it out and see all the giftedness that the God of heaven has blessed him with. All right, my friends, thank you for joining me again. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter, and ORB Ministries also on TikTok. So if you TikTok, check me out. We're taking it everywhere. Until next time, this is Let's Talk with the Doc. I will see you next week. Brother German, I'll see you offline. Hang in there, my friends. Catch you
Yes,
next week.
thank you for having me, and thanks to all the Canadian folks who came on.
Oh, Canadians, shout out to everybody from wherever you come from. It's good to have you. No matter where you come from. All right. They say if you're African, if you're a black man, you're an African, no matter where you come from. That's a whole Jamaican song. But good to have you. Wherever you come from, it is fellowship right here. Let's talk with the doc. And by the way, if you have a great story, you too could have a conversation with the doc. You're welcome to talk on your story. All right. Until next time, God bless you. Have a great night. Well, thank you for checking in on ORB Ministries. I trust that you will share with your friends, subscribe, hit the bell for notification, and stay tuned because you never know what's next or who will join the conversation.